Remember the early 90s? Grunge was on the radio. The internet was just a blip on the radar. And Saturday mornings meant cartoons. Not just any cartoons, mind you, but the kind that stuck with you. The kind that blended action, humor, and maybe even a message or two. That's where Toxic Crusaders comes in. This wasn't your average superhero show. It was weird, it was wild, and it was pure trauma. For those not familiar, TROMA Entertainment is a legendary independent film company known for pushing boundaries and embracing the outrageous. Toxic Crusaders was their animated love letter to environmentalism, social commentary, and good old-fashioned fun. The show only ran for one season back in 1991, but its impact was undeniable. It spawned toys, video games, and a dedicated fanbase that still holds Toxie and the gang close to their hearts. Now, thanks to this Blu-ray release, a whole new generation can experience the toxic fun. This isn't just a re-release. It's a full-blown celebration of a cult classic. So let's check out the Toxic Crusaders. To understand Toxic Crusaders, you gotta understand TROMA. This wasn't Disney, folks. TROMA was the king of low-budget, over-the-top, often disgusting, but always entertaining cinema. They thrived on satire, pushing the envelope, and giving the middle finger to convention. So, when they took on animation in the early 90s, it was never going to be your typical Saturday morning fare. This was a time when cartoons were evolving. Shows like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Batman the Animated Series were finding success with darker tones and more mature themes. Toxic Crusaders fit right in, but with a TROMA twist. It was like someone poured a vat of toxic waste into the animation studio, and what emerged was a gloriously messy, hilarious, and surprisingly thoughtful show. The humor was definitely aimed at an older audience, with plenty of innuendos and satirical jabs that flew over the heads of us younger viewers. But that was part of the charm. It was a show that grew with you, revealing new layers of humor and social commentary with each rewatch. At the heart of it all was Toxie, a hideously deformed but surprisingly lovable superhero. He was the brainchild of Lloyd Kaufman, TROMA's fearless leader, and he perfectly embodied the company's ethos. Toxie was what happened when you took a regular Joe, a toxic waste accident, and a whole lot of heart and blended them together. But Toxie wasn't alone. He had his trusty band of misfit heroes, each more bizarre and endearing than the last. There was No Zone, the radiation-powered skateboarding dude. Major Disaster, a walking, talking disaster zone with a heart of gold. Headbanger, the heavy metal drummer whose head was also, well, a drum. And last but not least, Junkyard, the resident tech whiz who just happened to be made entirely of scrap metal. Together, they were the Toxic Crusaders, defenders of the environment and all things good. Their mission? To protect Tromaville from the evil polluters, mad scientists, and corporate greedheads who threatened to destroy it. The show tackled real-world issues like pollution, deforestation, and animal cruelty, but it did so with a wink and a smile. It never felt preachy or heavy-handed. Instead, it used humor and absurdity to get its message across, making it both entertaining and thought-provoking. One of the things that made Toxic Crusaders so memorable was its animation style. This wasn't your typical Saturday morning cartoon aesthetic. It was bolder, grittier, and oozed with a unique TROMA charm. The colors were vibrant, almost neon, popping off the screen with an almost radioactive glow. The animation itself was surprisingly fluid, especially during the action sequences. Toxie and the gang moved with a kinetic energy that made the fights feel both impactful and hilarious. And then there was the humor. Toxic Crusaders had some good comedic times. Every episode was chock full of sight gags, physical humor, and over-the-top reactions that never failed to elicit a chuckle. Whether it was Toxie accidentally melting his own arm with toxic waste or Headbanger literally losing his head again, the show knew how to push the boundaries of good taste and make you laugh out loud in the process. But beneath the slime and silliness, there was a surprising amount of detail. The backgrounds were often filled with little visual gags and references. The character designs, while exaggerated, were also incredibly expressive, conveying a surprising range of emotion despite their grotesque appearances. Now, let's talk about the main event, the Blu-ray set itself. This isn't just some cheap cash-in. It's clear that a lot of love and care went into this release. From the packaging to the special features, everything screams collector's item. The set comes housed in a sturdy cardboard box adorned with classic Toxic Crusaders artwork. Inside, you'll find all 13 episodes of the show spread across multiple discs. But the real treasures lie in the bonus materials. There's a decent amount of behind-the-scenes goodies here. You get interviews with the cast and crew, archival footage, and even a look at the making of the Toxic Crusaders video game, which, let's be honest, was a very interesting game in its own right. The set also includes a beautifully designed booklet filled with character bios, episode guides, and production art. It's the kind of thing you'll want to leave out on your coffee table just to impress your friends or be questioned by new guests. But let's be real, the main reason to pick up this set is for the episodes themselves. And let me tell you, they've never looked or sounded better. The video quality is a huge step up from the original broadcasts. The colors are vibrant, the lines are crisp, and the animation is surprisingly detailed. It's like watching the show for the first time again, only this time around you can actually make out all the slime and grime. The audio has also been given a much-needed upgrade. The dialogue is clear, the sound effects pack a punch, and the iconic theme song will be stuck in your head for days. Whether you're a diehard fan who grew up watching these episodes on VHS or a newcomer looking to experience a piece of animation history, this Blu-ray set is the definitive way to watch Toxic Crusaders. Now, for the real meat and potatoes for you diehard fans, the special features. This is where the Blu-ray set truly shines. The creators have dug deep into the TROMA vaults to bring you a treasure trove of behind-the-scenes goodies that are sure to please even the most hardcore fans. First up, we've got interviews with the cast and crew, including Lloyd Kaufman himself. These interviews offer a fascinating glimpse into the making of the show, from its humble beginnings as a spin-off of TROMA's cult classic film Toxic Avenger to its unexpected success as a Saturday morning cartoon. Next, we've got archival footage galore. We're talking original animation cells, behind-the-scenes footage from the recording studio, and even some never-before-seen footage from the cutting room floor. It's a treasure trove of Toxic Crusaders history that's sure to keep you entertained for hours. And if that wasn't enough, the set also includes a feature-length documentary on the making of the Toxic Crusaders video game. This cult classic game was a huge part of many childhoods, and now you can learn all about its development, from its conception to its eventual release. So there you have it. The Toxic Crusaders Blu-ray set is more than just a nostalgic trip down memory lane. It's a celebration of a truly unique and influential animated series. If you're a fan of the show, then this set is a no-brainer. It's the definitive way to experience Toxic Crusaders, with its remastered visuals and audio, as well as a treasure trove of special features. But even if you're new to the world of Toxic Crusaders, this set is worth checking out. It's a hilarious, action-packed, and surprisingly thoughtful show that holds up remarkably well today. Plus, with its low price point, it's a great value for your money. So, what do you think? Were you a fan of the show when it came out? Answer in the comments below. Head on down to your local retailer or hop online and order your copy of the Toxic Crusaders Blu-ray set today. Trust me, you won't regret it.